Welcome to episode 424 of Fourth and Jawn. I'm Gail Saunders here with Mr. Primo, aka Prime, and Tim Kincaid, with Evan Hollywood Hearn on his way. Today we're talking about, something that it's all near and dear to our hearts. Everything is near and dear to our hearts. We're talking about the OTA storylines. There's not much juice happening yet. They arrived to camp, OTAs. I saw some competitive push-ups. Shout out to Trevor Keegan in the building. I think he won that match. And then you're seeing some news, like one of our wide receivers not showing up, retiring. So I mean that's something that happened. I mean, it seems to happen to the Eagles very often, but overall, I'm excited for what's about to transpire. I think Wednesday is really what's going to be the talk of the town on the timeline. Right now, there's no live contact for this week, but it's going to be 7-on-7s, 9-on-7s, and 11-on-11 drills will be permitted. So just have your ears and eyes open for tomorrow, because that's when it's gonna hit the fan. You geeked out, Prime, or what?
Oh yeah, man. Definitely just got finished having a great weekend for the Eagles Autism, a great cause that, we always find a way to come together and enjoy and be able to give back, to the foundation. I gotta say, probably by far one of my favorite ones, man. I mean, just the way things went from the time we started. We got there, weather was great, weather held up to a great point. They changed the scheme a little bit with the players when they arrived. Normally me, Gail, and a couple other people get geeked out when the players make an entrance into the autism and we find our ways over to them. But, this year, I think we're probably the reasons why they ended up putting barcades up, to keep guys like us away from them. But yeah, it was still cool to go ahead and see them. Malata was there. AJ was there. The man himself ended up showing up late. I guess because, he decided to go ahead and retire, call it quits. He was like, fuck it, I'm on my time now. I'll show up when I show up. And he still got one of the biggest ovations when he showed up. And that was Jason Kelsey. It was good to see him still contributing to the foundation. But yeah, all around, we did the walk. We finished dead last, and we had good reasons to. We ended up catching up to the rookie class of this year at the tent that we normally catch up with the rookies. And yeah, man, the geekness just like really kicked in as we're walking up, and as you guys can see it, we got our pictures with the class, and it was great. But it wasn't just about the pictures, man. It was just the fact that we were just having conversations with these fellas, man. Like, they were down to earth, real chill, cool as hell, and they saw what the fan base was all about. So that was a great moment, and then being able to finish it and then getting back onto the field and, just chilling, having a great time like we always do. That was the best part about it, man. But yeah, I'm grateful for another
DiBiase looks like the Gene, bro.
He said he wanted to put that rumor to sleep because he took a photo with him. He said, "We don't look alike."
They do kind of.
But I tell you,
you're being racist, Evan.
I tell you what, though, Helena's son, man, he came closer than DiBiase. Closer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, bro.
Yes.
Like, she could pull that off. Yeah. But it was fun, man. Wish you were there, Ev, but and of course.
Yeah, it sounds like it was a good time, man. Sounds like it was a good time. I'm digging the schoolboy Prime look right now.
Like that, right? Shout out to Gail.
You get that at the event?
Yeah, I got it at the event. It was the very last one. Shout out to Amanda for picking it up. And I just got finished telling the story before we went on live, but this was actually the last one, and Amanda offered it to me first before she offered it to Gail, and I was like, whoa, you might want to back up a little bit and ask him first before you give it to me, because I'm gonna be proud to go ahead and take it, but let's just play the cards right. So she asked the man was in good spirits, and he was like, yeah, let Prime have it. So thank you, man.
Shout out to Gail.
Did anyone fill my shoes this year and get to the bottom of the medicals, or? Or you just
No, we tried.
Nah, man, we were on our best behaviors. Yeah.
Good.
We were on the best behaviors.
I did ask Anaya Smith how his rehab was going.
Mm.
And Anaya Smith, very, very cool. I gave him a shout out about his podcast and everything. I said, Evan's not here. I said, Evan's not here. He would have asked you about your medicals, so I'm going to just lay back. I just said, how's rehab going? He said, it's going okay. But I know Evan is going to give us an update later about the medicals.
Yep.
But
Yeah, Helena was going to go ahead and ask, you know what I mean, on your behalf, but I kind of like stopped her in her tracks. I was like, nah, we're not going to do that this year. There's only one person that could do that, and you know what I mean, if the man's not here to do it, we're going to leave that one alone. But yeah, man, for real, shout out to Anaya Smith, man. Real down to earth kid, man. He actually came up to me and was like, yo, can I have you on my YouTube channel? I was like, what? Like, hell yeah, that's an honor. Like,
That's what's
so
up.
we started talking, and he was digging the mask. So, of course, at the end of it all,
Haven't
I
had
told
one,
him
made one.
I'm gonna go ahead and hook him up with one. I already got one in mind on how to hook it up. It's in the works. So, you know what I mean? We'll see if we can go ahead and drop it on opening training camp today.
We got to come up with we need to come up with a sign of a sign where you're blessing people with the helmet. Because
yeah, man, I like that. You're right.
Jordan Mailata has one, doesn't he?
Yeah, Jordan Mailata has one. Andre Dillard has one.
Dillard,
We need to come up. We need to come with a blessing.
You got broke that one.
You know what?
The repo, man.
You know, I spoke with Cooper, and I said, hey man, I just want to let you know, we're the Fourth and Jawn podcast. I said we did start the Cooper the Jawn before you were even drafted. We started. He started laughing. He's like, you guys did it. I was like, if the streets know. But it was a good time. Ev, you were definitely missed.
Yeah, it looked like a good time.
Yeah, I asked him about the number. Is he going to stick with 33? He said he was, and then you know, I mean, I had to flex a little bit. I had to pull out my charm, and I was like, "There's only one person that really rocks 33, and that's me. So you better rep that number real good." He was like, "Oh, that's cool." I was like, "Yeah, like, I got you." But yeah,
how was you guys see Jay Luxon at all? I mean, he seems to be
he was the one that spotted us from the get-go. We walked up and he saw the mask and he was like, yo, bro, I'm digging your mask. And then he was like, can I get he was like, can I offer you some water? I was like, fuck the water, man, let's get a picture. And he was like, hell yeah. Then they all came and then we ended up getting a group picture. It was cool as hell, man. Yeah.
Cooper got yelled at. Obviously, we're talking. Sirianni came up behind us like, hey, rookie, you're supposed to be hitting that water. And Cooper's like, hey.
This time it wasn't me. I didn't get him in trouble. This time it wasn't me.
I was gonna say you got a history of that. Who'd you get in trouble last time?
Kylie Ringo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then the time before that, what was it? That he played for us 1 year, and he was from the Vikings. My God, I forget his name. He's wearing a "Make Football Tough Again" or something.
I forgot his name.
The safety, white safety. He was a white boy safety. He was a safety.
It's a Dejo.
Sendejo. Sendejo couldn't. Yeah, he started acting like a pendejo because he ended up, you know what I mean, getting all like butt hurt and everything. Left the challenge early and stuff, and then that was kind of like the last we heard from that dude.
Is he the one that made out with that huge lawsuit versus the Eagles?
No, that was
Chris Maragos.
Maragos was the man for that.
Yeah, but the Eagles overall, they ended up getting a donation of $8.1 million.
8.1 million, broke another record.
That was crazy.
That was real crazy.
Shout out to everyone that walked with us. Shout out to Tim Perkins in the building. He's in the comments now. He actually walked with us. We had a great time out there. Louis DiBiase, Helena from the comments. Amanda walked with us. She actually ran. She was super athletic, so she got that good mile. And what was that?
Shout out to Sis.
3 months.
The 5K or 10K they were doing.
Dave
on the bike.
The 5K.
David Melandra walked with us. Also had a good time. It's become one of these things that starts off our season. I think just overall, it's just a great vibe. A lot of great people down there.
I gotta give a shout out to David, man, because you know what I mean, like he was around in the beginning when I really wasn't in the mix, and then like I really didn't know too much about him. But great person to talk to. Gave me the 411 on a lot of stuff. Yeah, so I'm like tuned in with my man, and like for the past couple of days, me and him just been interacting. He's real cool dude, real down to earth man, and it seems like we have a lot in common. So you know, what I mean, I missed out on a few things with him, but hey, it's all about catching up.
Yeah, shout out to the team. Raised close to $3,000. So everybody, you guys did a great job. Shout out. We want to give a big shout out to Mark Bird from Oregon. We'll be sending you a care package. Thank you for your help with donating this week. It's been a great time. Talk about this thing being a part of the start of the new year. The OTAs is like the next step. So Evan, are you geeked out? We didn't get a chance to. Are you geeked out about the OTAs? Is it just love for you?
No. I mean, we've got majority of the team set in stone now. Obviously, we just gotta. No offense, we got to trim off some of the fat. We got to reduce this number down to 53. I think with Devontae Parker leaving, that was probably in my mind that was probably an ego decision. I can't help but believe that he was seeing the writing on the wall that he was going to end up not making this team and just be outright released. And he's like, I'm going to take my dignity with me, and I'm just going to retire on my own terms. But I wish him luck. You know, he had a career in the NFL. So,
I gotta ask though, how does that work out? Because he decided to retire. Like, where does that hurt us? Does that hurt us? Does that affect us? Like,
I didn't think he was going to make the team.
No, I'm just saying though, but with the contract wise, anything like that.
No, he's retired, so he's not living up to his end of the contract. So we don't have to pay him for if he's not going to do the job. We don't have to pay him.
My thing is, if he said it's a family
in that case,
thing,
kick rocks.
Yeah. My thing is, if it is a family thing, then more props to you. Want to spend time with your family. 9 years is a long enough time in the NFL with these day and ages. But I do.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but I'm saying he got that after rookie contract, so he got paid.
Yeah, I mean, he made himself some money, but we are going to look into some of the. I mean, if you want to get into it now, I mean, looking at our wide receivers in a way that we're set up right now, this is what we look like. So it's just if you look at the sizes of the players, and we got your yak guy, got some speed demon, Paris Campbell, AJ Brown, and Devontae Smith, obviously wide receiver 1, A and B gods, and then Britton Covey. We know he adds value at special teams. Can he give us a little extra? It'll be interesting to see if the Eagles decide to carry 6, 5, if they value Britton Covey as much as I think they do, we'll end up having 6. But look below. Look, I mean, you're looking at the size of the guys. Nye Smith, 5'9", 176. Slot, yak, could be your orbit type with motion, can play running back as well. Look at the next 5 guys in there. I mean, look at their heights, look at the size of the weights. All those guys were competing with Devontae Parker. So any thoughts here?
I do have a thought, and the one thing that might stop it from happening, I think, really was going to be the size. But I really just want to look at, let's think about Britton Covey 2 years ago. And we thought about, he didn't really do anything on the punt return. We felt like he was soaking up a roster spot. And then last year, I think we can all agree that he took a tremendous step forward. He, had developed greatly. He was one of the best punt returners in the league. And so I sit here and I think that him versus a guy that's coming out of college that was going up against college competition, realistically speaking, he's had a couple years to develop in the league. So I'd be interested to see if he, continues to develop and if he'd be useful as a wide receiver 4 or 5 on this team. It's a possibility. But like I said at the beginning, the one thing that negates that, he's 5'8", man. 5'8", 173, and he's not lightning fast. So he's got a lot of stuff working against him.
But what are we going on, our 3rd year with Kobe?
I think this will be the 3rd, yeah.
3rd year. So to be honest with you, if it wasn't really a concern the first 2 years, I don't really see it should be concerned this 3rd year. You know what I mean? Because not for nothing, his size obviously never mattered because he still did his thing. You said it yourself. The man really shined this past year. And look, that just goes to prove tall, small, whatever. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to go ahead and do my thing. And that's exactly what he did. Now, he definitely has some competition coming his way because with all the people that we just recruited, there's quite a bit of talent on the kickoff game, the return game. So that's where, I would, if I was Covey, that's where I would be like thinking the most, like, damn, you know what I mean? Is that in jeopardy? But hey, listen, you still go in there with the mindset, like, you know what I mean? You got to do what you got to do and prove to these guys that, you know what I mean? You're still worth being on this team.
He got tackled by his own player, Pete. He would have had one.
Pete, shout out to
he always got to go get that stat, man. Never fails with this guy.
I don't think you guys are saying what I thought you were going to say.
Go ahead.
You need a veteran. You need another veteran in here. You need somebody that's going to be able to stretch the field. That's what that's got me shocked. I mean, Covey's just a special teams guy, but we do have the guys of I think it's Grant. He was invited to the rookie camp. John Ross. I don't know what he has left in the tank. I still believe that they're going to add another veteran because they're going to need somebody on the outside. Just in case one of them goes down. What I mean by Smith and Brown.
I sent a message to I sent a message to Britton Covey. Not Britton Covey, to Feast with Pete. I said once I met Covey, I said, "Hey, I met your boy today, brother." So I had to send the hater a message. Great dude, by the way. Again, Covey's not. I don't think Covey's going anywhere. It's the level of self-awareness that some of these players.
Now let me ask you a question, Gail. If you say you don't think Covey's going anywhere, I think as it stands right now, he does have a chance. He does make the team. If they were to bring in another wide receiver, do you still feel the same way?
Yeah, I mean, there's a level. Again, I've said it for years, and when he was an undrafted free agent, I said he was going to make the team because there's a level of once I saw how locked in and dialed in he is with special teams, the way that he not just adds the element of being a punt returner, but the knowledge that he brings to the rest of his players on this team. So I feel like on the special teams, giving these guys notes of what to look at, what to do. So I think Britton Covey adds way more than just being a punt returner. And again, if they really like the value,
what else is he adding? I'm
about to tell you. As a returner, but also as a locker room guy, what his presence. I think you see it. It's not just him just out there catching punts. He's involved, and I think that's what you like in having a teammate like that. So if they're going to bring, that's why I feel like 6 would be where they're at. And
I'm not trying to disagree or poo-poo what you said.
However, people said the same thing when I said he's going to make the roster. Said, hey, he's not going to make the roster, and he made the roster.
Well, I mean, your point is that like he does things within the Eagles community and stuff like that.
I'm not talking about community. I'm talking about with the special teams unit and setting up returns, pointing out weaknesses in film watching. Okay. He goes up to every single player on the special teams unit and gives them nuggets. You ask any of the guys in the locker room, they'll tell you what he brings to the table besides being a punt returner.
And then if any of them talk back to him, he's like, my grandfather wrote a fucking book, pal.
And on top of that, we'll give him the book. But I do think below Hunter Renfrow would be very intriguing as a veteran route runner who can get open short yardage.
That's the answer to your question right there. If we were to go Hunter Renfrow, Tim, I think that'll be clutch, man. You guys know what this boy is all about. I know he didn't have that great of a year last year, but I mean, what did he deal with? 3 different quarterbacks in one season? It's kind of hard to get in the rhythm, you know what I mean, especially when they keep switching it up. But we're talking about Jalen here who likes to go ahead and put that ball in everybody's hands, you know what I mean? So I think Hunter would be a key person to go after, and hopefully we can go ahead and make something happen.
Whole bunch of zigzag routes.
Hey, at least he'll know how to fill in those holes in the field.
Yeah, right.
I mean, he did put up 100 receptions in one season.
Oh, for sure.
So he's
quarterback's best friend right there.
I mean, if we're gonna go that route of back when TVs were almost black and white, why not Michael Thomas? Is anybody in on Michael Thomas?
I don't know.
I feel like but I feel like he kind of held himself out because the Saints weren't going to do anything anyway.
My thing is
he's. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, my thing is, he's missed a lot of games with injury. Is he a locker room fit? Does he want this kind of role? Being behind AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, you have to know that Julio Jones coming into the off. Yeah, he took it off, but like Julio's Julio. Can Michael come in here and not be?
Can he accept the fact that he'll be the third? Right? Can he accept that fact?
I mean, I feel like at this point in your career, you have to look at yourself in the mirror and be like, "What have I done lately?" And you have to accept that fact that that's what you are. If you want to
available,
if you want to get a job in this league, I mean, I'm just looking at it like I think that if you bring him in on a similar type of expectation as Julio Jones, I wouldn't be as a bottom dollar type of deal. Vet. You probably won't get vet minimum, but a cheap deal. I think that Michael Thomas as a wide receiver 3 is not a bad thing to have. I agree with Todd. I think he would contribute more than Julio did.
Rome is asking for Mechie from Houston. He was dealing with cancer, didn't he?
Yeah, cancer.
And one final point on the Michael Thomas thing. You talk about he's missed a lot of time. Guess what? Hunter Renfrow didn't miss a lot of time, and he didn't do anything. So he was playing the game, and he didn't put upset. Michael Thomas at least wasn't playing, bro.
But that's a different type of situation. I get it, but it's like a different type of situation. Like Hunter Renfrow, I feel like he would benefit off of AJ and Devontae being the starting outside wide receivers and mixing and matching, you know what I'm saying, and playing strategized football on the offensive side of the ball. I just feel like with if you get Michael Thomas, bro, I mean, what is he gonna do? Run slants? We can do that with AJ. We can do that with AJ already.
We can do it with both of them.
Well, I'm just saying,
match it
up. We're talking about someone that, like, again, you want your receiver group to be a little diversified. There's guys that do certain things. You see, they want Yak and Anais, and they want Paris Campbell, who's veteran type that does that role. And then you look at who else is left on all those guys on the back end of the roster. Shout out to I'm gonna say Austin Watkins Jr. That's the guy that was high on the Senior Bowl a couple years back. And the fact that he's here, he put up some numbers obviously in preseason, but he flashed for the Browns last year. But I think they're looking at a tight man. And again, it's crazy because Johnny Wilson, the size is there. I'm not sure exactly what he is at the next level. We're going to get to see it in camp. But do they keep him? Because if you're looking at that group, you have what? I say the top 4 would be definitely, or the top 3 definitely, if they carry 6, then Covey, then you're going to carry Anais Smith, definitely. That's 5. And out of that, it could be a veteran off the street, or does Johnny Wilson get mysteriously injured and they put him on the IR so they can protect him? That's where we're at, I think, with this group. But
yeah, it's really going to be a slugfest for those last 2 wide receiver spots on this team. Really,
it's funny that you mentioned the whatchamacallit, because now like something just popped up on my tablet here. Michael Thomas is actually the number 1 free agent that the Eagles should go for. It's stated here, and then they actually have Hunter Renfrow as second.
Have you ever heard Michael Thomas talk?
Nah. Yeah. They even had Marquise Goodwin. Wasn't Marquise? Didn't he have like a show?
He was an Eagle. Yeah, he was an Eagle.
Marquise Goodwin?
What was it? What was it? COVID? He decided.
COVID, yeah. I'm good. This is my thing about the wide receiver. We need somebody that's going to stretch the field. That's the only wide receiver that we're missing.
Campbell can stretch the field now.
I think
Campbell, he can. My thing is Campbell is always injury prone. Like, That's my
But
only
what,
thing.
what are we talking about here? We're talking about going after Michael Thomas that's injury prone.
I didn't
He's
say
not a
what.
stretch and field guy either, though.
So if you guys want to look at the best remaining wide receiver free agents
Let's do
over
it.
here, we got Michael Thomas, Hunter Renfrow, Mecole Hardman,
That's interesting.
Corey Davis,
Out on Corey Davis.
Julio Jones. Corey Davis
Out on him.
retired. Julio Jones.
Russell Gage is interesting.
Yeah. Alex Erickson, Lynn Bowden, Randall
Cobb
Cobb,
still playing.
Sterling Shepard, Robbie Chosen, the chosen one from Temple, Richie James, Jakeem Grant, who had a trial with the Eagles, and Martavis Bryant.
Right, who I saw hasn't played since 2018.
Yeah, who my brother
still hasn't retired.
I thought he signed with the Cowboys.
Yeah, but who my brother?
But he hasn't played. He hasn't played an NFL game.
My brother thinks that's the big next hope for them. You know what I mean? So let's forget about Bryant.
Did he sign with the Cowboys?
No, but you know what I mean. He's still big on them going after him. You know what I mean? Him coming to camp and everything. Yeah, matter of fact, he is part. Yeah, he is a Cowboy.
He just got cut. He got cut. He got cut last week.
That's what I said. It says
Yeah.
You guys, I thought you were breaking some news here.
Yeah, he got cut. He just got cut.
Now, Jakeem Grant got
What's up with Jarvis? Who's he play for? My bad, yo. Jarvis Landry?
He got invited to a camp.
He's with
the Jaguars camp. The Jaguars.
He's Devontae Parker to me, to be honest with you. It's the same exact.
Jarvis Landry?
Well, yeah.
So any of these guys on that list? Because I mean the list, everyone's like clamoring for veterans. That is the list. So
I'm not going to knock the Michael Thomas. I'm not going to knock it. Real talk. But that's the only thing that just concerns me is his injury. You have a good point though, Evan. Did he do it because he saw that nothing was going to happen? I don't know. You know what I mean?
That's kind of when he went back down. That was my initial thought, but I could be wrong.
AJ's calling for Sterling Shepard.
Russell Gage is interesting. Really? I mean, he's been productive with his time. He not play last year?
He's had some big plays.
Mm-hmm.
He's had some big plays. He's one that could definitely stretch up the field.
AJ's asking for Julio.
Did he not play last season?
Mecole Hardman.
Russell Gage?
Good one, right?
Russell Gage. I thought Russell Gage played for the Texans last year.
No.
He doesn't have any 2023 stats.
Or you could be like Bob and just say bye. We wait until roster cuts because June 1st is coming. June 1st is coming. But I think the wide receiver 3 conversation got kicked up a notch since the retirement.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he played last year. You're right.
So other topics of conversation. Moving into OTAs, I thought there's new blood. You get to see the new blood in the building. So I feel like out of the new blood, I want to get your take, each of your takes on who you most excited to see first, and then I'm going to say, can we rank them from 1 to 8 on their priority importance to this team coming in?
I mean,
out of this group here.
I think I know who Gail's answer is, but I'm gonna be honest with you. My answer is misspelled. Saquon Barkley. That would be my guy. I think that I don't know, man. I watched him from afar as an Eagles fan on the Giants for years. Obviously. Remember when he played at Penn State, and he's always just been a dominant running back as long as he's been healthy. And to see him behind this Eagles offensive line has always been a dream of mine. I never thought would happen, but Howie made it happen, and that's who I'm most excited to see. Saquon Barkley.
Saquon in the building.
I'm gonna actually go with my favorite position on the team, and that would be linebacker. I'm looking to see what Devin White is all about. That's number 1 on my list because that's definitely a position that we gotta fill in the gap with, man. Because we've been struggling. Last year was a hurt piece with the linebackers, but I've seen this dude play for the Buccaneers. He's he's got that beast in him, and I just hope he brings that same beast or even more of a bigger beast Now that he's going to be in that green jersey, so yeah, that's who I'm looking forward to seeing.
My guy is going to be Jawn. The reason why I'm super excited to see him is I just want to see where they're going to play him at. Is he going to be the nickel corner or is he going to be playing safety? And special teams. Let me see what he can do. And is he going to can he do a trick play on an offense because he is a skilled ball. He has skills as a ball carrier. So yeah, that's mine.
I'm gonna just to be different here. I think I'm most excited to see obviously Quinyon. Just see what he brings to the table. I just think it's just it's crazy how we got him, and it's important because not only is Slay getting up there in age, we need the next. I am really excited to see what Cooper brings to the table as well. I just think in general we just need to see the next generation of players on the back end. So as much like if I'm not going to name a rookie. And I'd say Saquon is very interesting. It's just like I feel like he's an all-world talent, dealing with some injuries behind this offensive line should be lights out.
But they're gonna need to buy more weights, man, for the training room. There's not going to be enough 45 plates to go around.
Now, if we're gonna go,
rank
Ev, can we keep a counter real quick? I'm gonna bring up if we're going to go from 1 to 8, who would be the most important and who would be I'm going to say least important, but ranks them in their importance to the
everybody
squad.
Individually?
Everybody or you?
Yeah, everyone. No, not everyone. We'll agree on it. Can we?
Well, we're gonna.
Can we agree?
So it's gonna be like a debate or something? We go.
I mean, who's your number 1 and who's your number 8? We're going.
All right. So Kenny Pickett's 8. Saquon for me is 1.
Okay. Can I can agree with that.
So you say Saquon's number 1?
For me, Saquon is number 1.
I bet you right now that me and Primo are not agreeing with that.
Oh, I mean, it's good. It's good. It's good banter because it's like. One, our running game is going to be explosive. Our explosive runs last year, lacking. The running back who's got top plus 30-yard runs since 2018. One of them, Saquon Barkley. So I feel like that is going to take our offense up a notch.
I mean, I totally agree with you. It's definitely going to take us up a notch. I mean, we're talking about Saquon Barkley here, man. He's one of the.
There's a butt coming.
Nah, seriously. He's a prime player, and like you said, man, like I too always imagined what this guy would be like behind our offensive line, and I too never saw it happening. So I mean, the fact that Saquon is an Eagle now, honestly, as I'm sitting here, still has not even kicked in because he wasn't at the Autism Challenge. You know what I mean? And we were looking around for him, but it's all good. But still hasn't really kicked in until I see this. As I see this literally with that man in the Eagles jersey. But look, it's not a bad number 1. Tim, you're right. I normally would not agree on this, but yeah, number 1, Saquon, behind that offensive line, that's definitely going to go ahead and be a fireworks.
Gotcha.
coming into the season.
Well, okay, so I'm gonna tell you the reason why my number 1 is. My number 1 is DJ because we missed him last year. He was the missing link to that defense last year, and I feel like him being back, he solved the problem on that back end of that defense. That's why I'm saying number 1 DJ because he's back. That's just me. He was
going to be high up on my list as well, and for the exact same reason. Tim. I mean, his presence was obvious. I mean, his lack of presence was obviously felt this past year. I mean. We were getting absolutely picked apart at certain points of the season. We had, dude. I'm just thinking about games like the Seahawks game. Think about games like the Giants game, like things that should have never ever happened to us. And I don't think they do happen if we have.
So when you
said back there,
when you said you were going to rank him high, where did you have him at?
He was going to be either 2 or 3 for me.
I had him at 3.
I have Quinyon
okay.
and CJ fighting each other for the second spot.
Okay.
What
is
say
great.
you?
This is great.
Mr. Saunders.
This is great.
I'm trying to fix the spelling here.
About to say, I know Mr. Saunders ain't gonna go ahead and rank Mitchell no
All right,
lower.
so
than
we'll just can't keep it on.
No, you say
Well-
what you say. My number one, I say. I just feel like Saquon. I do think. Damn. I think
We already established
I put a great point out there, right?
Bryce Huff would be because I mean we do need that. We need someone to
But
take.
now, all right, let's just do a step back. Was it about the popularity, or was it about how much impact they're going to be on the team, or their position? What are we really focusing on ranking these guys?
Hold on.
I mean their importance to the team.
Okay.
Yeah.
Saquon, one. Kenny Pickett, Evan's brother, definitely last.
Because I feel like
I
I think Quinyon is important too. Because like the whole, I'm not saying one, but I'm just saying I'm trying to think it out in my head. Quinyon Mitchell.
We're all on the same board. Saquon's 1, so now we're on 2.
Well, it's 3-1. First of all, I need Quinyon. I need Quinyon to sign a contract. He ain't even on the team yet.
He's gonna be on the team. All right. So if we got 3-1, 3-1 is 3-1.
Yeah, I lost. I'll stand on the boat by myself.
So now I'm sitting here saying CJ or Quinyon for number 2. I'm leaning CJ
at 2.
The quarterback of the secondary.
I mean the back end is was ass.
It was the complete opposite of how it was when he was there the previous year.
I mean,
I'm shocked that y'all didn't pick him number 1.
Well, Saquon.
I just told you number 1.
Y'all just happy. We got number 26.
I do think with his versatility, you can play. The cool thing about it, you can play him nickel, and you can play him safety.
Well, CJ DJ.
Yeah. I mean, he's got that versatility that you could
it's more than that, though. It's more than that. It's the mentality, the dog mentality. You think we go in that 49ers game like that? He punking everybody like Debo? Like my grandma gave me that chain? That's not happening. That's not happening.
Right.
But as an edge rusher, your starting edge rusher is always important to get to the quarterback.
No, I already lost.
I'm just saying.
I already lost. CJ was number 1 for me. My number 2, the secondary, bro. The secondary was ass.
Prime.
I mean,
quiet over there.
I got CJ as number 2.
Looks like we might have another 3-1 situation.
Because
that's cool.
Max,
that's cool.
Listen, Gail knows he was happy as hell when we signed CJ. Can we go back to the
video? He's one of my favorite players.
Right.
This is great though. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is this is great. It's good conversation. I'm just saying I'm dying on that hill alone. That's all I'm saying.
It's not
bad. You asked me to take notes, Gail, and I'm taking notes. We're moving on to number 3.
So who's number 2?
CJ.
All right, my bad. I need to see that.
Saquon, CJ. Wow. Now I'm ready to go Quinyon.
I do think it's imperative to like teams attacking us last year. I mean, Bradbury became a sore subject, but I also do feel like the back end not having a guy like CJ affected him greatly. But I do think having the next young, up and coming cornerback to take us over the hump, I think it's going to be. I would put him there 3.
Who's that?
Quinyon?
Quinyon?
Okay. I'm just by myself today.
No, you're not. Because I'm not going Quinyon number 3.
Who are you thinking?
I'm not going Quinyon.
I'm going Devin White.
I'm going Devin White too.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Damn.
Yo, you could make it. You can.
He went 10-1. Look, Bradbury sunk after that 12th game, after that 12th week. He sunk, but we went 10-1 with that secondary. Okay, 10-1 with that secondary. But we started.
Sure.
We got exposed, and they realized that the quarterback to that secondary was not there, so they took advantage. Now that we got that quarterback back, you got to put CJ in that number 2 spot, and then now you got to focus on what the next position was hurting us: linebackers.
Right.
We couldn't cover for shit. So that's why I'm going with Devin White as number 3. He's going to be very key to that defense.
It's convincing
if he brings the beast. If he brings the beast.
I could go. I could go Huff at number 3 too, because I do think a fastball off the edge, dude. I think that's important. Yeah, where you at? Who's your number 3?
Listen, I was originally on Quinyon, but I think Prime talked me over to the Devin White side of the fence.
Thank you, man. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, you bring a good argument.
Right.
I'm gonna listen.
Can I get the check down though? Can I get 1, 2, and 3 though?
I got you. Hold on.
Saquon, right?
Yep, Saquon, CJ, GJ, White. I'm making it in a ticker right now. Eagles.
Right. I can't believe y'all left me out to dry like that. I
can't believe we're ranking this.
at this point, that we agreed on Devin White and Gail went with Quinyon. This is where you get that.
No, I'm going Huff over. I'm going.
Oh, this is where Huff. You definitely get that 300 kick to the chest. This is Devin's spot.
Bro, I think there's so many. You can make an argument for all these how important they are, which means
Prime did too.
I'm just saying for every single guy that they brought, one of these key players there's a reason why they're here, because last year there were so many holes to fill, like CB2 lacking. How many damn with Cooper potentially being a nickel cornerback, how many corners do we go through? That shit was like I think I still have that in the back end. How many different guys started last year at cornerback?
It was like going to Oprah Winfrey show. You get a bag, you get a bag, you get a bag. It was your turn. Like it was bad, bro.
Yeah, but that's been the story of the Eagles secondary for years now, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Now that we went and drafted 2 guys with our first and second pick, hopefully that's not the case for years to come.
Facts.
Raxic says, I agree with you on White. Dean, and yes, Trotter have to step. I mean, it's major. There's holes. We talked about the linebackers and it being like 7-11 because it's always open. Devin White, yeah.
But now I have a question for you, Gail, because originally you were arguing Quinyon at 2, but now you're arguing Huff at 3. So which one's coming next?
Because I know we do have, like, if you look at how many players that we have, in depth, who we need a fastball. We need someone off the edge to get to the quarterback. I think it's important for him to be that guy.
We had that guy, but he had too many daddy issues.
I mean, if we're gonna be sleeping on Braun, it's got to be Braun.
Mr. Rudy Poo, fast rush is number 1. If Huff stinks, we will not be good.
Trade for Matt. Yeah, okay.
Pete Nathan.
What is wrong with this guy?
Trade for Max Crosby.
It's that simple.
Okay.
He ain't going nowhere.
Okay. Where you hear this at?
But what you talk about Huff, well, not you guys, but the comment being mentioned that if Huff doesn't do his thing, we're going to be hurt. But like, did we forget about Sweat? Did we forget about another person who pulled up double digits? You know what I mean? Who did his thing? Who ended up re-signing? You know, took less money because he wanted to stay here. I'm not sleeping on that kid. What Huff might not be able to do, I have all the confidence in the world to see his Sweat pull his weight on that. So, you know what I mean? I'm not worried too much there.
How much? I feel like a guy that's kind of flying under the radar. How much of an impact do you guys expecting out of Nolan Smith this year?
AJ, I'm trying to redo the graphic on the fly and run a show. We're trying. We're working on it.
I'm really trying to build my confidence about the kid, man. You know, we
first round pick. I mean, we were hyped.
I know we were so hyped about him last year. You know what I mean?
Right.
Probably being like the next Hassan Reddick, being mentored by Hassan Reddick, and we didn't see that. So
I
I
also
don't
feel
know,
like his opportunities were limited though last year. I feel like we just
That's
what I
don't
was about to
have
say.
we don't have enough of a sample size to really make a determination on him. I wasn't
it just got
discouraged by what I
overwhelming.
saw.
No, I agree, and it just got overwhelming to see these kids go in there, and then it's like you're biting your nails, like please don't get hurt, please don't get hurt, and then you know what I mean, the first check on the shoulder, you know what I mean, his shoulder's all the way down here, and he's walking off the field, and I'm like, like,
Yeah.
are we gonna ever get anything out of these guys? Same thing with the Kobe Dean, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
please don't get hurt, please don't get hurt, bam, you know what I mean? Like, this is the shit I'm talking about, like.
So
I think he's gonna have a big year, though.
So where we at
I'm
now?
trying
Number
to build
4.
that confidence.
We're on number 4 now.
Yeah.
We've got Saquon, CJ, and White.
You see the name change there?
Hey.
Hey,
You bought him out.
Next, I think you got to go. Next, I think I would go Bryce Huff or Quinyon.
I could go Bryce Huff and I can go Quinyon.
I don't want to bend the rules, so I ain't saying that.
I like Quinyon here because if we're talking about now, this is like pretty much half the season where we needed that man to go ahead and step in at the right time, and this is where Quinyon being picked up will go ahead and fill that gap in, knowing that June 1st is right around the corner. Bradbury hoping to get cut. You know, we won't have to worry about that no more. So I'm leaning more towards Quinyon here.
I'm going to go. So I guess I'm going to pair them up on this one, and then I'll have my secret one. So I'm going Coop and Quinyon together on 4.
A little package deal there.
Yeah, because I believe they're both going to be on the field week 1.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. I think that Quinyon sees a little bit more of it, but
you're going to probably see 6 out of the 8 on the field on the first game of the year.
I don't know. I think I'm leaning Bryce Huff here just because of the role he's expected to fulfill. I mean, losing a guy like Hassan Reddick and then immediately filling it with a guy like Bryce Huff. I mean, am I expecting him to do everything that Hassan Reddick has done for us the past couple of years? No, but I'm expecting a lot of production out of him. So we're gonna need him. So as far as importance to the team, I think he's next.
I can't argue with that. I was just saying, like Gail said it. Our major issues last year was the back half of that defense, and then at times not getting sacks. So I get it. So it goes hand in hand. We just got to see what type of we actually had Vic Fangio in the building, so that's what I guess I have to wait for.
Did you hear about what was said about Vic Fangio with that report that came out today? Who was it that said that? Javon Holland?
Mm-hmm.
What did he say?
He said that I forget what the entire quote was, but the long and short of it was that he's a bad person.
Of course.
Hard to get along with.
He's the one that said kick rocks, right?
Vic Fangio?
No, Javon Holland is one too.
Yeah.
His Instagram story said kick rocks.
Yeah.
Ron Jaworski put out a story about he said that the players in Miami had a hard time locking in. So could have been the party. Hey, again, he's old. Fangio's old school, so you're not going to get new school ideas with him. He wants you to practice more. He wants more practices. I think being in South Beach, you can ask my brother who's worked in the clubs of Miami. It is a tough scene to stay focused versus being up here in Philadelphia. I mean, there's no beaches. I mean, you can go to Jersey Shore, but it's nothing. It's nothing like
it's not
South
Miami
Beach.
Beaches.
It's nothing like, hey, we're partying at the mansion and we're on the yachts and we're having a great time. Come on out. Here it's like, you want to meet me at Chicken Pete's?
Yeah,
it's
different levels.
Maybe we'll go to AC. Go to a couple some nice restaurants.
Gotta go to Delilah's. Gonna go to Delilah's.
There's some nice restaurants to attend, and again, there's not much to do compared to South Beach.
Miami, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, we're gonna see. I have a lot more hope for Vic Fangio and for Kellen Moore than our coordinators from last year. So I'm looking forward to it.
I really didn't think this ranking thing would have been that tough.
My bad.
But our brains.
So we on Huff there? Are we going Huff 4?
Let's go Huff 4.
I'm just
Quinyon
losing on
5.
everyone. Losing on everyone.
I could go Quinyon here.
I would go
I'm going
Quinyon.
Huff. I'm going Huff right here because I put Quinyon and Cooper together at 4. Huff at
You
5.
left on the mountain by yourself again, bro. I'm going with Queen.
Yeah, I know.
It's all good. We're all rooting for all these. I just thought it would be a fun conversation. It was fun. I mean, because you know.
I'm trying to finish it here, pal. We're on 6 here. I'm thinking at this point we go DeJean, Becton, then Pickett. That's where I'm at. Or I could be talked into Becton, DeJean, Pickett. But regardless, my
your first option is probably the best option.
Yeah. I mean, the swing tackle is obviously it's important. I think Kenny Pickett again. I think he's going to see the. I mean, it's important too because we all know QB2s are important around here, but just for sake of argument in the podcast, I think in our minds, like we're assuming Hurts is going to play all the games, even the Super Bowl game. So Mrs. Ruby Poo says, I don't see Isaiah Rodgers. We would have been here probably another hour if I added one more player to that mix.
Yeah.
But I do think, I mean, if you're going to say the key players that they added, I think these would be some of the key players. Another storyline that was out there. We finished, right, Ev?
Yeah.
Jordan Davis looks a little slim. I don't know if you guys been looking at 4th and Jawn socials, but we posted a photo of Jordan Davis looking a little slim. I don't know if you guys some people are like, oh, that's going to be a detriment now. Like everyone is, he's either too big or too light, or I think I had asked Hollis. I said, this was last year. I said, I still think he needs to lose 20 last year. And Hollis was like, he didn't agree on that. But I just think conditioning wise, if you listen to the presser of Fangio, there's 2 things that he mentioned. He mentioned the conditioning of both his top interior guys, in Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter. So if that's Fangio's way of challenging.
Yeah, no, I'm all for it. I think that the whole thought of him being too light. I mean, we've been talking for the past couple seasons, talked about how he's been too big. I don't think that if we were in a situation where I think him being on the lighter end of it is a good place to be, because I think it's a lot easier for him to be able to put on more weight than it would be to take it off. I would much rather him go into the season a little bit slimmer and have to build some size rather than take it away.
I like the fact that he lost a lot of weight. He looks great, man. Especially in the position that he plays. I think it'll definitely make him more, flexible, be able to move a little bit more quicker, can cut right in between that gap a whole lot faster. And you mentioned the competition. I mean, damn, it looks like they're competing every goddamn day, finding something to go ahead and compete. Look at the push-ups and the push-up competition they just showed. I mean, they're finding something. So, I mean, like you said, Evan, this is Fangio's way of, getting these boys hyped up and ready for the season. I'm all for it. This isn't South Beach. This is Philadelphia, man. We do things differently over here. We stay focused and we all about winning championships.
Yeah, if I was Jordan Davis or Jalen Carter and I heard my defense coordinator say that, I would. That's an indirect message to me to pick up what I'm saying right now, because you two have got to be they got to be the muscle. I definitely think they're up to the challenge. I mean, the fact that Jordan's coming in a little bit lighter, that shows me that, all right, he's locked in. You ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
And as much people they'll say, "Oh, where's the sack production from Jordan?" We're not asking Jordan Davis to get sacks around here.
Yeah,
it's nice that he's a big part of the structure, man. He holds this thing together, solid against the run. Obviously, conditioning the work to get there, but I think this is the year where I think he takes the next step.
Yeah, and people ain't even talking about he's top 10 against the run. People are not talking about that. I think he's like number 7. So you got to understand something. He's nose gonna be a nose tackle, man. He's supposed to hold that line up.
And the funny thing about this picture right here, I saw this picture on the timeline, and I swear to God that I didn't think that was Jordan Davis. I saw that picture, but it didn't register that was Jordan Davis. I thought that was someone else. And then people were like,
"Where's the belly at, though?"
People were like, "Oh, like
you're upset about that." I mean, are you upset about his size, Tim?
No, it's stunning to see somebody lose that weight that big. You know what I'm saying? Like he looks like he's bought in, man. I love it.
That's what I'm saying. It's like Gail said. It looks like he's all in.
Let's get. And everyone's like, everyone's out here weight shaming Jordan. This is football here. We're just talking.
Oh boy!
Like this is how much do you think that Jordan Davis weighs right now?
How much did he weigh before? I don't even know.
Hey, muscle outweighs fat. Remember that.
He was
I'm gonna say. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. What you say?
I was gonna make a guess. I'm gonna say he's playing at what, like 275 now.
You think he's 275?
I don't fucking know, dude. Isn't he tall?
I think he's like 290.
I think he's like 310 right now.
I say 290.
I say 310.
Muscle, I need muscle, bro. Look at his arms. Damn.
I get it, but
I guarantee he's not 270. They wouldn't allow him to get that low. I think he's around 320.
320.
Can I get some people in the comments to 290, please?
You got a couple.
Yeah,
got a couple.
290.
Yes, appreciate you.
We're gonna find out.
And bro,
just guessing weights. We're like a carnival tonight.
Last year, Jordan Davis weighed in at 335. That's what
you think he lost like 15 pounds?
That was the weight that they had on him. Now I think he look in that photo. He looks either 325 to 320ish, but definitely not lower than that.
I say 300.
He carries it well.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Imagine you just being about your business right now. And
how can we find out? Let's
talk about your weight.
How can we find out?
Ev, we need you to find out. Find the medicals, man.
Let's put a wager up.
Of his weight?
Hey.
Speaking of medicals. Hey, Ev, you ready for a medical minute?
I am.
I mean, there's never a bad time for a medical minute with Evan Hollywood Hearn.
Thank you for the intro, Gil. So, I mean, we had 4, injuries that we're looking at heading into this season. Obviously, we were dealing with Sidney Brown, dealing with an ACL that he suffered in January. That is looking, as of right now, he's not back in practices or anything like that, but he is miles ahead as far as his recovery time. Very optimistic as far as Sidney Brown returning for the start of the season. Nakobe Dean, bro's got injuries on both of his feet. I mean, he had the Liz Frank last year, but I first of all, can we just put ourselves in the shoes of a man with 2 hurt feet? What the hell are you supposed to do? How do you get around?
Tim, he's
you've been there, Tim.
He's been there.
Yes, I've been to the point where I've been in a wheelchair for 3 months. I had no legs.
And so let me ask you a question there. You're not a pro athlete, although you could pass as one, Tim, I must say. How much did your muscles atrophy while you were in the chair for 3 months? I mean, I feel like that has to be a major thing. It's hard to work out your muscles if you can't be on your feet.
Yeah, it's hard, and then the stress factor of your body. You can re-injure yourself. You know what I mean? That's like the biggest thing. Like, it sucks when your body is failing you, but you made it there. So that's the biggest thing. and muscle memory. It's different. It's different.
Yeah. Two more. We got Anaya Smith, who is missing his rookie camp with the stress fracture in his shin, like Gail had talked about. And Zach McPherson suffered an Achilles injury late last August. So, I mean, I think that Zach should be ramped up and ready to go for the start of the season, hopefully by training camp. But he's definitely he's got some fighting to do as far as for a roster spot. I know he contributes a lot in the special teams realm, but I don't know. We got a whole new batch of Eagles players that I think are going to be fighting for a spot.
Helena, with some breaking news, she went to the women's event on Sunday. She says, by the way, I asked Sydney on Sunday if he's ready. He said he's ready to go. Breaking news.
There we go.
Let's go.
Breaking news. Shout out to the Eagles for that women's event. I mean, a lot of Amanda actually went out there with her aunt.
Nice.
Bumped into Helena. Allie was down there. And she came back home and she said, now I get it. I get it why you're so excited about the Eagles. Like, I've been a fan all these years, but she's like, after that event, it took it up a notch for me.
That's awesome.
Proud
That's
moment.
Dope. I was gonna say that must have brought a tear to your eye.
I was like, oh, babe. So she goes, her and her aunt got to speak with Jordan Davis, and they said they just were in awe of just how he was as a person, and the way that they inspired him, and the words that he shared, and he talked about faith and talking about like whether it's religion or someone you believe in. At the end of the day, it's about having something to believe in. He's like, at the end of the day, you have to have faith. But he definitely made Eagle fans bigger Eagle fans than they were before, and I think that's a great thing about the event. You get to see it from a different aspect. So I think it was cool.
See them down to earth. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
That's cool.
I was like, babe, you want to get a season ticket?
Yeah.
Get on the list, man.
If you love me, you y'all get season tickets.
Yeah. But anyway, I think overall, I thought it was great to see on the timeline. I know there's other stuff on the timeline that I didn't like to see, but I'm not going to go into it. I'm going to support our players out there. I really think at the end of the day, it's just the way that some of these players, especially the Slay family, who give back to our community. We just our personal experience with the Slay family has been like no other with any player that's ever played with the Eagles. And that we've been doing this for 7 years now. The way that the Slay family has been giving back to the community is like nothing we've seen and nothing we've ever. It just happened organically. Nothing. They wanted to give back to the people. We want to give back to the people. They do it frivolously. They actually come to our tailgates with jerseys signed to give to the fans. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna support the team like I always have.
No, absolutely. I mean, they've done a lot for us. And
Not sure what that was all about.
The banana pudding was banging.
Banana pudding, son. Banana pudding.
It's just weird. It's just everyone has the right to their own opinion, but we're just giving you our opinion, and this is our personal experience, and that's what it is. But I'm wearing this hat, right? So it's kind of I saw the hat and I was like, I might need the hat for Brazil. So this is going to be my Brazilian hat. I know it's green, Tim, but shout out to Philly Sports Trips from August 30th to September 8th. I think if you want, to go with a whole bunch of Eagle fans and feel safe amongst there's going to be a whole bunch of us. This is a great opportunity. Make sure you go to phillysportstrips.com and sign up and make sure you're on that trip because it's going to be a wild one. I'm excited. Anyone else Excited?
I mean, you're going. Of course, you're excited, bro.
Yeah,
That's
we're
gonna be a
excited.
hell of a trip.
I was about to
We're
say, you're the
excited
one
for
going.
you, bro. We're
Yeah.
excited for
But
you.
shout out
Yeah.
to Philly sports.
Would you rather seen the Eagles in Brazil or Germany?
It's my home.
Germany. I used to live there, so that's my spot.
Primo, you if you were to attend the game, Germany,
Listen, the
Brazil.
only thing that's I'm gonna say Brazil. The only thing that's really killing me right now is just the fact that it's 8 days. If it was shorter, I'd be pushing for a fight for it. You know what I mean? But 8 days is just too much. I can't do it.
Yeah. I actually do want to go to Germany. I would love to check that out.
I would love to as well.
Shout out to
You know what I mean?
Frankfurt. I used to live in Frankfurt. Beautiful, bro.
Frankfurt.
Architect, Frank. I used to live in Frankfurt, Germany.
That's right. There's German engineers, pal.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
It's a beautiful scenery, bro. Beautiful.
Now, one of the topics of conversation heading into OTAs is definitely the right guard spot. I do think Tyler Steen. I think he's got that wrapped up right now as the number one. I think the position battle is definitely, if they want to see Hennessy there, I think he's a right guard in the glass. If Trevor Keegan, that's a lot to ask from a rookie, but I do think Hennessy. Shout out to Temple Tough and Evan, the whole line, and his acting partner in Evan and Matt Hennessy had acting classes.
Good blocking, not just on the offensive line, but moves well on the stage as well.
These are the days of our lives.
Any other position battles you think that you feel like you need to get off? You need to get it off your chest. It's something you're interested in.
I mean, to be honest with you, I'm really interested. I think that one that we keep on bringing up, but really not locking in on, is that punt returner position. I think that we talk about Covey, we talk about all the guys that we drafted that seem to be tremendous in college at returning. I think that is going to be a very, I think that's going to be a fight to the death in camp. And I think that iron sharpens iron, and those guys are only continue to get better. And I'm hoping that we have some special teams plays this year. I mean, I feel like that was something that was lacking. If you guys remember when we won the Super Bowl, that was a massive contributor to that season. Was tremendous special teams play. So if we could get back on that side of the ball, getting one of the top 5 teams in the league, I would like it.
I gotta say, I can't sleep on the other 2 positions that I feel like there's going to be competition on. That would be the running back spot for the 2 and 3 spot. You know what I mean? That's wide open for those guys to go ahead and fight for. And then, of course, we got Dallas Goedert, who still is not clicking that he's 29 years old going into the season. But we need, a tight end too. So there's quite a bit on the roster. But, who's going to go ahead and take that spot? So those are other 2 positions that I'm looking forward to see who's going to go ahead and validate those 2 and 3 spots on that part.
Yeah. Mine's with linebacker. I feel like who's going to be the linebacker? Who's going to be next to White? Who's going to be playing that off ball, and we'll see how it goes, man. And that safety, who's going to be the third safety? I'm hoping they add somebody. I'm hoping they add. Right, yeah. I'm hoping that they add Simmons. I think we talked about this a couple pods ago. We talked about the defensive tackle position. We talked Calais Campbell. He's still out there. You can put him inside, outside. That's it's irritated me because I want to see. You want depth, right? Like that's the thing that we're big on in Philadelphia, especially Howie. Howie's really big on that. That's the depth. Those are 2 depth pieces that are out there that we have money. Go get them. Go get them.
My thing is, it's there's no. I'm not like. You have to make sure everything is buttoned up. Like if these guys are out there, they're valuable pieces. Obviously, Fangio's played with Justin Simmons in the system before. Like you watch any highlights or any breakdowns of diagrams that you see of Fangio's defense, the one player that you see in that periodically is Justin Simmons. He knows the system well. We know the system is really based on communication. I feel like if you want guys in this defense to communicate, and this guy knows the language of your, he speaks the language, then it is. We're talking about trying to go to a Super Bowl. We're not talking about like, let's make it deep. in the playoffs. No, we're trying to get and Calais Campbell, if another veteran presence, another guy that can block these passing lanes with his mitts, the size of his wingspan is crazy. I still think he's tough against the run. That'll be interesting. I'll go with that.
Yeah.
A lot of spots to fight for. But I'm still feeling confident about the team.
You feeling what?
Confident.
So,
yeah.
My question is to you guys. So, I'm glad you brought that up. And Gail, Primo, Ev, Ev, you just said it. You feel confident. You don't. Is there something in the back of your mind that what we seen last year down the stretch, does that still bother you going into the 24-25 season?
It bothers me not in the sense that I'm just irked by the fact that we did that. I don't really worry that that's going to be. I think that is more of an abnormality than it was like our actual identity. I think that with these players, I think this is a Super Bowl caliber roster. I think it was just being hindered by subpar coordinators that were essentially learning on the job last year. And so now that I view we have the same core of players for the most part, obviously losing some big people, like losing Kelsey, that's going to be one of these things that we're vastly overlooking right now. The transition from Kelsey to Juergens at center, is not going to be the same player. But what we got, we were privileged to have one of the best centers that ever played the game for, over a decade. So that's going to be a serious absence that's felt. Hopefully with getting Saquon, that'll counteract that and he'll be able to be creative enough and powerful enough to get by. But I don't know, man. I think that we're still pretty sturdy.
And to answer Primo's question of our hopes of Kelsey coming back, and the reason he's been at the facilities at NovaCare, he did mention it. He had a golf outing. He was saying that. Oh, sorry if I smack my lips for that one fan who says that. I'm trying. I feel like he said that I really do enjoy the guys in the locker room. He's like, it's hard to like break that, but he's like, hey, I got a place to work out. I like the people. I like the atmosphere around here. He's like the fact that I can lock in with some of the players that might need my help, like a Dylan McMahon or any of the other younger linemen. It's a great resource for our younger guys. But I
for
just
him to be willing to be a mentor too, it's great.
But after seeing him
it's like another coach.
After seeing him at the Eagles Autism Challenge, man, just dropped some weight.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Isn't that funny how that happens though? Like I feel like there's a lot of the skill position players tend to pack on some pounds afterwards. The offensive linemen always get skinny after they retire. Yeah.
Helena says, I think the team chemistry is back how it used to be. Guys having fun, hanging out with each other. Even Jalen was at the bowling event. If you guys saw, we put out on our socials. It was AJ Brown. He was definitely roasting his fellow teammates bowling. Go check that out. It's pretty funny. Jesus has a question. Jesus has a question. Since Parker's retired, do you all have any interest in getting? We talked about Michael Thomas in the beginning of the pod. I think
I'm in. Jesus.
Evan is definitely
in.
I don't know if he fits the culture here. Like I don't know what kind of role does he want? I don't know if he's bought in. Like,
does he have a contract right now?
No.
Yeah, he's gonna want some money. I don't think he'll care about his role as long as he's getting some money.
I've always just from like listening to interviews, I've just never been. It's just the whole thing with New Orleans has always been. Was he actually? It's like some fans were actually. Was he actually injured? Did he want to come back? Did he not want to play with this New Orleans team? There was a lot of drama going on there.
That's what I was saying. I think he was faking injury.
Well,
I don't really.
Winning cures everything, though. Winning does cure everything.
Cozy called him the Slant Boy. That is his nickname. Who called him that? Was it the Chauncey that called him that?
Chauncey, yeah.
Chauncey.
CJ? CD Deuce? There's a lot.
That's okay. We welcome Chauncey back with open arms after what he had to say about the city.
Yeah. No, I do tonight. If you guys go check out an interview with him, I just want you. just listen to his voice, and you're like, did someone dub that voice? Because that is not his voice. It is.
I gotta listen to this now.
It's funny. Did you see that they did have a video? I don't know if you guys saw the video of Jalen Hurts walking in the OTAs today. You guys see it?
Yeah.
Here we go. You see Evan up. You see Evan up in the front.
Yeah, I was glad that
Yeah.
they weren't out there out front of
Yeah.
Novacare with the trash cans. That was quite the crowd there, man.
Well, we all know it's gonna be like that week 2 against Atlanta. It's gonna be just like that. So
It's gonna be lit.
it's gonna be lit. It's definitely gonna be lit.
But I want to big shout out to Brian Dawkins. Brian Dawkins, people reached out. They have an event. They're last year got a chance to go to Brian Dawkins Impact Foundation event. Anyone could attend. So if you would like to attend on June 2nd, which is a Sunday, they are doing this soiree. So it's your best opportunity to come out and meet Brian Dawkins. Jason Kelsey's going to be there. Your boy Hollis is going to be there. There's going to be Brian Westbrook. You could name all the stars, Eagle stars. They're going to be there. You have an opportunity to auction off some. They have a silent auction that's going on. If you want to go out to dinner with Brian Dawkins, you can get that out.
Auction item.
So if you guys want to do that, I'm going to put this in the comments. If you want tickets to his event, I'm telling you, it's a great event. Like I went there. Shout out to Vince from Philly Sports Trips. He took me last year. It was a great event. I got to just speak to random players that I've always had questions that I needed answered. Who was there? Eddie George was there last year.
Wow.
Oh, Philadelphia native.
Eddie George. I remember we were killing everybody back in Madden every day with Eddie George back in the day.
Steve McNair.
Hey, Prime, do you want to attend this event?
Yeah, I'm most likely looking to go ahead and tag along with you on this, bro.
All right. But if you guys want to get tickets,
The question I have for you is I got quite a bit of people that are interested, but are they looking for teams to fill in, or are they just looking for people to attend?
This particular thing is the for the soiree on Sunday.
Okay.
So it's from 6 to 10 o'clock. If you look on our socials, I'm sending the link out to that now. This is going out to our socials. So if you want to attend the event, here is the link in the chat. So great time. And I was thinking about it. Unpopular take. What is your most unpopular take at this moment?
For the Eagles?
It could be anything. I know, Evan, you always
pulling up a crunchy beer right now. I know he's pulling up a crunchy beer.
No, Evan will always put out like a random thought on Twitter, and it's always like it could be something that is on his chest, but it feels like something he has to get off his chest.
All right, yeah, I got something extremely random. Then
is this an intervention that I didn't know about?
Skippy peanut butter, your quality has gone way downhill.
What?
Way downhill.
Oh,
They
man, come on. See, I don't have enough time.
They were
go
top
argue
tier
with
peanut
you.
butter, and now they have just gone down the shitter.
You lost your goddamn mind.
You can just feel it like out of the.
What brand is this you're talking about?
Skippy.
We're never getting. We're never partnering with Skippy now.
Yeah.
Thanks.
What?
You just messed that whole thing up.
Unless, Jim.
Maybe
Yo,
maybe like
I'm shitting on Skippy.
I'm gonna jip my foot in your ass. What are you talking about? Yeah, all right.
All right. I got one. Root beer is not soda. It's
What?
juice.
It's juice.
Damn, I just had 2 root beers on Sunday, man. I loved it.
I love juice.
Shout
I
out,
love
shout,
root beer.
yo, shout out to Kings Road Brewery, man. You know what I mean? The people who sponsor my baseball team. I went there and I don't drink those crazy brewery beers. So, you know what I mean? I was the only one out of my team that ordered root beer. I was like, let me get 2 root beers.
I'll tack another one on that one, Prime. IPAs stink, and the whole world needs to stop catering to the whole IPA loving world.
IPA beer.
IPA,
I can't get down with
they
it.
stink.
As soon as I walked in there,
have more of a variety than like 5 beers and 50 IPAs.
I gotta say, this spot, our sponsor has a very big list of IPA beers. But what was crazy is as soon as I walk in, my teammate goes, "Oh, by the way, they have Mexican lager," and I looked at him. I'm like, "See, man, that's an HR moment. Like, right? Why would you assume that because it's a Mexican lager, that's what I want?" I was like, "No, I'll take 2 root beers."
It's like, you don't want a Corona?
Not Corona. I'm gonna say yes to all that.
Cozy, his unpopular take. He says Cheetos and maple syrup are a great snack together. That sounds like
my unpopular take right now is why we even talking about Devontae Parker. Just saying.
Oh, I guess we have to. But if you go back to our if you go back to a couple podcasts, we tried to do our 53 roster. I can ask all you guys. We did not have Devontae Parker on that list, correct?
No. And then he watched that podcast.
Evan did.
Evan did
watch that podcast, and then he decided he was just going to take the easy way out.
Evan said he was going to make the 53-man roster.
And
I got receipts.
And if you listen to the previous podcast, I said Devontae Parker gave the worst presser that I've ever seen, an introduction pressure that I've ever seen. I said he didn't seem like he wanted to be here, is what I said, and he's gone. He just didn't seem locked in. I'm gonna give you my most unpopular take. A player that I haven't really. I hate him as the player, but I've been getting some. I'm not gonna say inspiration. I'm surprised that I'm so intrigued with what he has to say. But I've been listening to some Tom Brady interviews, and he was on the pivot, and just to hear him like he's not like he's speaking freely. He doesn't really do a lot. I don't really think I've ever even heard Tom Brady on a podcast like that. But talking about some of the way he's like dialed in and built, I didn't realize how much of a psycho he is in terms of like his mental, like just being locked in to kind of like and he talks about team building. So I just think from a team, just winning all those Super Bowls, I think it's interesting to listen to someone who's won all those Super Bowls to talk about the difference between some of the teams that lost that he was on. He did lose to the Eagles, by the way. And he said something about the thing that he hates the most is haters. He said give credit to those who. But I was wondering that he didn't mention Nick Foles. I was hoping that he would say give credit to Nick Foles and give him that handshake. That should have been on his roast. Was that on the roast? Did you guys watch the roast?
Did they say wasn't on the roast? Nah, he ain't mentioned nothing about Nick Foles.
I bet you he was one of those. He was like on the list. Do not mention Nick Foles.
But he didn't mention Nick Foles. He just said we were racial haters or something like that.
No, he said we were racist. He said Eagle fans are racist.
Most racist fan base ever.
I was like, I can't believe I'm
a guy from Boston saying that is wild too.
Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't watch the roast, by the way, but I did
watch it.
I watched some clips of it, but check out the Pivot podcast.
So your hot take is that you think Tom Brady
was
a good leader?
I was inspired by Tom Brady.
Yo, for you to even say that he is a psycho, like we all knew he was psycho, bro. He left his wife and his children to go play in Tampa Bay.
Watch the roast, and I guarantee you're going to change your mind.
I was intrigued. I was just like, damn, he's making really a whole lot of sense, and I didn't think I would be listening to Tom Brady being like, "Oh wow, I can't wait to."
Are you looking forward to hearing him as a color commentator?
I'd love to hear him talk about breaking down the game.
Yeah,
and breaking down the play.
I think that'll genuinely be interesting to see, just because I mean, just like I know there was a lot of people when Romo first burst onto the scene that were, Romo lovers. But I think that it'll be similar. He sees the game differently than how most other people see the game, and that's why he had such a successful career. And I'm interested to see his perspective in the booth.
Jessica says it's the roast is worth the watch. In a cool tone says his most unpopular take: if our offense is great and after we win a Super Bowl, I bet we let Nick go.
So he thinks that we win the Super Bowl and then fire Sirianni?
That's more of like a take.
No, that's a flaming hot take in my opinion. Like to win the Super Bowl and then I know that's a thing that we would do, but to see it happen again would be wild.
I've heard some people say Kellen Moore is a guy that was interviewed to be a head coach here. Is he a potential option? I mean, I've heard people talk about that on other pods, but Will says y'all need some live football. Praising Tom Brady is slander GIF, and root beer is going crazy. The root beer take. I don't understand that one.
That's wild, bro.
He said he's called it juice.
It's not
juice.
How's
it? You know what?
It's carbonated.
The reason why.
What other juice is carbonated?
Hold on. Let me explain. So you know how the world's always against people drinking pop, right? They're like, oh man. Well, sorry. In my house we call it pop. Everybody calls it soda. Oh, soda's bad for you. Don't drink soda. Da, 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 da. Tell people it's juice. I don't love root beer.
So you're just mislabeling it. You know that you're wrong, and you're just calling it something else.
You playing mind games. You're playing mind games. Using the podcast. Playing mind games.
Yo, it's like a campaign.
If one person in this neighborhood, starts to believe this, then
but everybody in the comments straight up said root beer is busted. They know what's up. And my name is Tim Kincaid, and I approve this message.
Yo, I'm going to the diner later. I'm getting root beer.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
And I'm gonna say put some more GIF on that.
Oh, I don't know about. Hey, I will say this. I will say this though. Is it peanut butter jelly wings?
Yes. I introduced you to banger, right?
Banger. Just want to put that out there. Go ahead and try that.
I just want to put that crazy. Out there. I can't be getting dragged for crunchy beer. Gail's over here eating peanut butter and jelly wings.
Hey, listen.
Try it. Listen, you're gonna tell me try peanut butter and jelly wings.
I tried your crunchy beer.
You hated it?
It was like, why am I doing this?
Wrap it up. I don't want to talk on that.
I said, why am I doing this? But I'll do it to appease you.
All right. Peanut butter beer.
Oh, how about I'm talking to Ev. Listen, because if you listen to this podcast, we talk about food and past. Evan's like, you know what? I had some Indian food, man. That tiki masala, man, was banging. Loved it.
She was banging.
I was so proud of him. I was like, he didn't know how proud of him was on the other side of the phone. I was like, man, this is great.
And then he just wants to hit me with a right hook and be like, you ever try El Salvadorian food?
Yo, that's facts. That's Gail. Yeah,
I did not. I did not say that.
No. Gail is the type of person you go to a restaurant with Gail.
Yeah,
you go to a restaurant with Gail. Gail's gonna make you try shit that you don't want to try. You like, no, I'm good. No. Just try it. It's good. It's good for the soul. It's good for the soul.
I'm still proud of him. I
also want to throw a public service announcement out there too, just for Gail and for other people that might be similar minded. A pizza place is not an Italian restaurant. Those are two separate things. You don't go to a pizza place and order spaghetti and meatballs, even if it's on the menu. Just because it's an Italian restaurant, we went to Santucci's. It's a pizza place. And this man is upset with the spaghetti and meatballs he got. I said, it's a pizza place, Gail.
I got both.
All right.
Oh, and I paid for that bitch, too.
Yeah.
Okay. Good man. But before we get out here, I want to give a big shout out to Bud Light for holding down the tailgates all these years. We appreciate you guys for your support. Shout out to Conshohocken Italian Bakery. The other day I was fiending some tomato pie. It's been a minute since we've had tomato pie. But shout out to Red Bull for giving us wings over the last year. I know Evan, it's pumping through his veins every single day. You ever Red Bull every single day?
No.
Okay.
Yes. Red
Yes.
Bull.
It's
Yes,
like-
I do.
It's like, no. Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Yes, no,
Yes, you
no,
do.
yes.
Yes, you do. But before we get out of here, last word. We'll start with you, Tim. Last word.
Howie, keep doing your thing, man. But I need Justin Simmons and Calais Campbell or another veteran, something, and the third wide receiver. But yeah, man, Philly fans, we here, all right. So season is almost here. I can taste it. Pause.
Primo, last word.
I just want to say thank you again for everybody that helped contribute to the foundation that we were a part of this past weekend. Still got 10 more days. There's still opportunity to go ahead and throw a little bit of something in there. Any little thing, you know what I mean, is big, huge, and very, very appreciative. But other than that, you know what I mean, yeah, OTAs is here. We're going to go ahead and see some more work tomorrow. So stay tuned. All right. And
Piggyback off your comment. If you want to donate to Primo's page, it's right here. QR code's there. If you want to donate, that is much appreciated. Here's my QR code. If you want to donate, we appreciate it. And again, Mark Bird, thank you for your donation. You are getting a
big time
something in the mail. So just send me your address. That's what I need. Mark Bird. Shout out to Mark Bird. But Evan.
I don't got much. You guys got to enjoy the Eagles Autism Challenge. I did not. I sat there with some FOMO, I will admit. Hope to get back out there with you guys again next year.
What did you do this weekend, by the way?
I was with family.
All right. I was going to say you were on a date.
Yes. But...
He was
I got nothing.
You see? He didn't know what to say. He got so hard.
I just want to know if you had a good time or something.
Take it all in, Evan.
Yo, last time I was there at the Eagles Autism Challenge, you know what the best, not the best part, but I mean, obviously meeting all the Eagles players was great. As I was leaving, I literally, there was Girl Scout cookie girls that were chilling right in front of the place. Bro, I bought a whole fucking box.
They were there again this year.
Were they?
They were.
Dude, it's great marketing. It's great marketing.
Hey, what's your favorite Girl Scout cookie, though?
The red box.
There's a new one this year. One this year. It's the French toast one. French toast cookie. Have you tried that yet?
I've never heard of.
Yo, this thing is a banger.
Damn.
Yes.
All right, I'm about to ask my daughter.
Yes.
Gotta get my daughter in there.
What about the peanut butter cookies? Are they good, F?
I fuck with the peanut butter cookies.
All right.
That was what I said. The red box.
Because
the
there's
orange
no
box
Jif
is also up there.
Because there's
Thin
no
mints. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, the mints. Oh, stop playing.
Some peanut butter cookie tastes like shit. Maybe it is Jif for peanut butter.
You're trying to kill all our peanut butter sponsors, bro.
No, you killed mine. No,
we stuck with Peter Pan at the end of the day.
Well, all this food talk.
Or that one of the mixture of the jelly and the peanut butter.
No, we ain't doing that.
Hey, man, we grew up on this shit. Let's just cut it out, all right?
That is facts. That is facts.
My last word, I'm gonna go with it's mental health month. I think on the spot we talk about people just checking in, man. Just people out there just checking in on your peoples. Shout out to my boy RJ Slender. His father had passed away. I want to give him a big shout out and send my condolences to you and the fam. He listens to this podcast, but shout out to you and your family. Other than that, we're here with the season. This is just a little sprinkle of Eagles. We get the OTA tomorrow. Is going to be, you're going to see stuff all over the socials. Tap into the socials and we'll be posting stuff as we go about our day. Other than that, shout out to everyone who donated for the Eagles Autism Challenge. All the people that we met who listened to the show at the Eagles Autism Challenge, bumping into people that listen to the show. It's always a great time. We appreciate your support. But we'll see you in the next one. I'm sorry for smacking my lips. That one person who said that they hate it. But we'll see you guys in the next one. As always, fly, Eagles, fly.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.